What up, y'all, and welcome back to the FitMenCook kitchen. Yes, it is back to school, back to work, back to some normalcy, back to getting all the screaming and the fighting and the bickering out of your house. So with that, I wanted to share some lunchbox recipes, but I also wanted to make it really simple because when you're having to prep for your kids and also your family and then for yourself, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So these are 5 ingredient recipes, and the star of today is going to be quinoa. You know, the first time I actually said this in the grocery store, it was quinoa. And I was like, sir, can you help me find the quinoa? He said, oh, I think you mean quinoa. No, it says quinoa. The reason why I love using quinoa is that it's pretty versatile. Now, I'll be honest with you. By itself, it's not that appetizing. In fact, I don't find it that appetizing, but mixed with lots of ingredients, it's great. And also, it is jam-packed with nutrients like protein and fiber, magnesium, and all kinds of vitamins. Now, I also recognize that in some parts of the world, quinoa is not as inexpensive as it is here in the US. So feel free to swap in your favorite grain, even the world's most popular grain, rice. So if you're ready to roll up your sleeves for 5 lunchbox recipes for 5 ingredients using quinoa, then let's get started. First up, we're gonna make a Mediterranean-inspired quinoa bowl. Start out with quinoa. We're gonna add in some cherry tomatoes, some cucumber, some Kalamata olives, and a little bit of feta. Remember that Kalamata olives are a little bit salty, so you may not need any salt. And an even better item, if you have it in your pantry, some balsamic vinegar. I'm using this raspberry vinegar. Just sets everything off right. Enjoy this with your choice of protein like chicken or seafood, beef, or even sausage, and a serving of fresh fruit or veggies. Next, we're gonna make a Tex-Mex or Southwest-inspired quinoa bowl. Start out with the quinoa, add in some black beans, some fire-roasted corn. I like to use frozen corn because it's already cooked and you can just toss it into any recipe. Some fresh avocado, and here is a pro tip. After I dice up my avocado, I always put it in some cold water with a little bit of lemon juice. This will prevent it from browning. And for the final ingredient, you can add in some freshly squeezed lime, or you can use your favorite salsa. This is some green salsa that I absolutely love. Some black pepper, and mix it up. And only if you like it a little bit more fiery, you can add in some Fresno peppers. This doesn't count against the 5 since it's optional. Enjoy with your choice of protein, animal or plant-based, and fresh veggies or fruit. Next, we're gonna make a fall quinoa bowl. First, you're gonna select your veggie. You can use butternut squash or even some sweet potato. And as a time saver, I like to use frozen vegetables. Spray them with a little bit of oil, then sea salt, black pepper, give them a toss, and roast these for about 15 to 20 minutes at 420. Now let's assemble the bowl. Start out with some quinoa, and I'm adding in a mix of spinach and arugula, some pomegranate. Now pomegranate does tend to be a little bit more expensive, so if it is cost prohibitive, you can swap in either some dried fruit or some fresh berries. Then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of goat cheese or blue cheese. And lastly, our roasted sweet potato. Mix it all up, and make sure that the sweet potato has completely cooled before mixing it in with the quinoa. Enjoy with your choice of protein and some fresh veggies or fruit. Next up, we're making an Asian-inspired quinoa bowl. Start out with the quinoa. Gonna add in some shelled edamame. I like to use the frozen kind because you can just toss it right in. Some bell pepper, and a little bit of bite with green onion. To sauce it up, you can either use some low-sodium soy sauce or some teriyaki sauce. This is fine as is, but if you have it in your pantry, you can hit it with a little bit of sesame oil. This one is super high in protein because you're pairing it up with another protein powerhouse, edamame. What about a fruit and nut quinoa bowl? I'm gonna start out with an apple. Now, you're gonna wanna core your apple. Since the apple is part of the salad, we don't want it to brown. So, you're gonna chop it up into pieces, and you're gonna add them to a bowl of water. In canning recipes, they use an ingredient called pectin. But pectin is actually pretty natural. Citrus has a very high concentration of pectin. So we're gonna take a lemon, squeeze it over these apples. There's way less browning if there's any browning at all. Then bring it together. Gonna start out with your quinoa, add in your apple, some lemon zest, some dried cranberries, or your favorite dried fruit, and then some nuts. I've got some sliced almonds here. Just a pinch of salt, and some black pepper. This is one of my favorites because it's so refreshing and very unique. Now this bowl is already pretty high in sugar just because you have the dried fruit and the apples. But if you can spare it and you want some extra flavor, I suggest adding in a little bit of maple syrup. No more than a tablespoon. Enjoy this with your choice of protein and some fresh fruits or veggies. That is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. One of the cool things about doing videos like this is that you can really see how you would customize it and personalize it for your own taste buds and for your diet. So buy foods that you will like and customize. There's no right or wrong way. Just watch your portions and quality over processed foods. If you like videos like this, I invite you to smash that like button below. And I also want you to comment another 5-ingredient configuration that maybe we should all consider. Because the more that you share, the more we can all learn and grow together. If you are new to the channel, what up? How you doing? Don't forget to subscribe, and remember you need to ring that bell, ding ding, so that way you can be notified every time we post hot new content here in the kitchen. And remember, you can catch us on the podcast At the Table, wherever you choose to get your podcast. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, keep it healthful, but of course, never, ever boring. Boom. Peace.